All right. So we are at, let me get to where I need to be. Go. All right. Oh, yeah, of course, go. Okay, so we are on our worksheet number three with our keywords, and what we are working on is pattern training with our brain to recognize the pattern of keywords. And the idea here is the patterns we are looking for is the high value patterns, meaning we want our brain to recognize nouns, action verbs, numbers, names. That is what giving us the context of our meaning, right? The high value patterns. So we're training our brain to scan and recognize that pattern that the noun, verbs, and numbers, dates, and names. So those are what's giving us the context. And then we're telling our brain that the other words are not as important, like articles, preposition, connecting words, helping verbs are not important, so we don't need to read them. Because think about it, when you make a sentence, how many words are there that just needs to be there for grammatical purposes or for the purpose of connecting, but they don't really carry the meaning. In other words, if you take them out, you still understand the meaning of the sentence and how much time you take to read that word, even if it's just a second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. But if it's in every sentence, if it takes additional 3 or 4 sentences, I mean, 3 or 4 seconds for each sentence, and you have 10 sentences in each paragraph, it compiles. It compiles to it doubles or triples the time per page. So if you take those words out, that's half the time and sometimes 3 times the time because you're just not reading the words that you don't need. So this is what's pretty much it is. So the difference is walking into the store. So think of it this way, walking into the store with the shopping list. And I don't know how many of you do shopping with the shopping list versus walking into the store not having a shopping list. So when you walking into the store with the shopping list, you walk in, you have the list, you grab what you need and walk out. 10 minutes, you done. You walk into the shopping, into the grocery store without a shopping list, you don't have a list, you wander, and it takes you twice, 3 times longer, and you end up getting more stuff that you need. You spend more time, you spend more money, and you get home and you're still thinking, damn, I forgot what I got there for, right? How many times did that happen? So it's the same thing with the reading. So this is what you're training your brain right now. You're training your brain to be strategic and to only read what you need. So if I give you an example of a sentence, the research carefully analyzes the data from the different experiments using advanced statistical methods. Half of those words you don't need to understand that research was done. There were 3 different experiments, and then there were advanced methods. Out of those words, you only needed 6, if that. You can even cut it down further. So this is what we're doing. Just to give you understanding like of what and why we are doing. we are training your brain to go grocery shopping with the grocery list. That's pretty much the methodology behind this. Okay, so go to your worksheet. So you're in worksheet, and we are at part D on your worksheet. We are on the worksheet, the week 3, part D, and it should say subject specific keyword practice.
Okay.
So let me know if you're there. Hello, Bradley. Good morning. So, Bradley, you need a textbook and your worksheet.
Wait, what worksheet? Like which one is it?
Corner to corner worksheet. It's in the Google Classroom. We do this every Saturday.
Wait, which worksheet number is it? Is it worksheet one or
Week 3, part D.
wait, week three?
Keyword?
Wait, is
Part
it worksheet 3?
week 3, part D.
The subject specific
Yes,
keyword
yes, you
practice?
are there. Yes, the one right here. That one.
Mm.
You got it, Eileen? Okay. Cassius, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So pick any page on your textbook. It doesn't really matter. So think about which subject do you have, and think about we just talked about the keywords, right? You need nouns. So nouns, verbs, dates, people. If you have science, then you're thinking methods, uh, types of elements if you need to. So those are your additional keywords. So on your worksheets, you're looking for subject specific. So you're thinking like, so you are right now you're programming your brain, right? So as you looking in your worksheet, you thinking, okay, I'm looking for nouns, I'm looking for verbs, I'm looking for if it's a science, you're looking for methods, elements. If you're looking into psychology. So Eileen, you're looking for psychology. So you're looking for people, events. You're looking for verbs, nouns, still there. That's generic ones. So you're right now you're making your list. You're making your grocery list. So you're telling your brain, okay, so you can put on your first for the subject, I should focus on 3 keyword types. So those are your 1, 2, 3. So on your worksheet, that's the 3 types you put in on your worksheet. So you enter that in your worksheet. So Eileen, you put that on your worksheet. Did you put that on your worksheet? On your worksheet that says 1, 2, 3 for the subject on the part D, the types of keywords.
I didn't read it yet.
You're programming your brain right now. So here, you're telling your brain, okay, I'm looking for nouns, verbs. Yeah, you put in the categories. So
Just like
yeah, you just put in categories. You're just saying, okay, I'm looking. So you're making your list. So you're saying, okay, I'm gonna look for nouns, I'm gonna look for verbs, and I'm gonna look for whatever the book you have. So I'm gonna look for dates, I'm gonna look for people. So you're just telling your brain, okay, those are the keywords we are focusing on. So those are categories, right? Types, categories, whatever it is. Okay, now that you have that, you're gonna go to the second one that says article title. So you're gonna put the title there. So what is the title of the page? Whatever the title of your on top of the page or whatever it is. So you put in the title. Got it? Okay. Okay. You have your title. Good morning, Raina.
Good morning.
Grab a textbook. We are on a worksheet for corner to corner worksheet. We are on week 3, part D. We are right here. This is what everybody's doing right now. so you can follow along with us. Okay, so if you're done this, you can keep going visual scan. So first you're doing the visual scan. So you're looking for like 30 seconds visual scan. What are the pictures? What are the paragraphs? How many paragraphs? How many pictures? Like you don't have to take a note, but you visually remember the first step in the corner to corners. You visually scan the page. You're not reading. You just scan it and see, okay, what is helpful for me? What is that first initial information I'm getting from the page? Then you go into, okay, topic sentences. And this time you're reading the whole page, but you're only reading topic sentences. Remember, we're still on the topic sentences only, and you're only reading keywords. And that's where you typing in the keywords only, and you're trying to figure out, okay, can I make a meaning out of the keywords, and am I guessing correctly? So only keywords, only topic sentences, and you making prediction on the topics and based on the topic sentences. So you timing yourself, you at your own pace. 30-second scan, 60-second prediction, topic sentences. Go. The worksheet is in front of you. You just follow the worksheet. You have your page. If you have any questions, let me know. And you type in the worksheet, the keywords as you go on your worksheet. So we are right here.
Let me read just the topic sentences.
Topic sentences, yes, we're still on the topic sentences and the keywords. So you're extracting the meaning based on the topic sentences.
Wait, can I go blow my nose?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, Cassius, are you done?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and you did the all the way up to the part E?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So you finished. Reina, Bradley, how are you doing?
I'm done.
Okay,
I'm done, but I'll be right back.
okay. Eileen, how are you doing? You finished? Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. So that was quick. I am liking the speed. All right. So how are we doing with our accuracy, our prediction? How are you feeling with just picking out the keywords? Who wants to go first with, okay, go ahead, Cassius. What do
Oh, it
you?
wasn't that.
Okay.
Yeah. Some of the topic sentences like weren't that great, but I could kind of figure out what it was kind of about.
Okay.
Like like one of them like just like the topic sentences is in 1871, 12 years after the origin of species, Charles Darwin published The Descent of Man.
Okay. So did you then go, so let me ask you this. I don't know. I didn't say it, but I assumed you would know. Maybe I should have asked. Then did you go back and read the article to verify your accuracy? Oh, okay, okay. Got it. Okay. I thought you would. Okay. Got it. So you kind of had to get creative with that. Okay. So what is your accuracy? So we have uh yes, no, and partially. So that wasn't. Okay, so how was yours? Accurate, partially, yes, no. How was yours?
Yes.
Okay, so you were accurate.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Was there something important that you felt that you missed after you went back and read?
Yeah, the Charles Darwin whole paragraph by Charles Darwin. A little off.
Okay, so you missed some of the information from
Yeah.
there. Well, because you didn't read the paragraph, so you wouldn't have known just from the topic sentence.
Yeah.
Because it was like general. Okay, okay. Very good. So how do you feel overall with the idea of picking out nouns and verbs
I think it's
and
pretty good.
putting it together?
Decent.
Decent?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like you can stop your brain from reading all the words and just picking out the keywords?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Very good. Eileen, how are you doing? How was your process with this?
I'm sorry.
Hmm?
I was
All right. And how was your accuracy?
fine.
And the process of just doing the keywords and not the whole sentences and just extracting the words and getting the meaning. How was that process? Because you have the psychology book, so yours is slightly different than the science. So how was that process like?
It's like repetition of words, like the same words. So
So you went back and read the article to confirm it. And were you able to predict the paragraphs based on the topic sentences? Were there any details that you kind of missed in the prediction because you didn't have all the keywords? So there were some details. Okay. All right. Raina Bradley, how was your predictions?
It was pretty close. Like an 8.
All right. And how was was there any information that you felt that you missed a little because of keywords and not the full text?
Oh yeah, a little bit. Because like the keywords, like it gave me like the general idea, but I couldn't like get the specific detail.
Okay. Okay. And how is your brain, how comfortable you're feeling with just reading the keywords and stopping your brain of not reading the full sentence or all the words and just choosing a few out, like choosing few words out?
Like a 7.
A seven. Okay, okay. That's good number. Very good number. Okay, Reina, how are you feeling? Let's talk about your experience, your thoughts on this one.
I was mostly right. I didn't.
econ textbook, and then I saw stuff like curve and like demand, so then I assumed that it would be about the supply and demand curve, and I was right.
Okay. And was there, after going back and reading the full page, was there some information, some details that you felt that was missed because you didn't read the full paragraphs?
I don't think there was. I saw like the main part. So I got like the main thing, but I didn't get like all detailed.
Okay, okay. And how comfortable are you feeling with stopping your brain from like reading all the words and only making it pick out the keywords and skipping the words in between?
I felt pretty comfortable doing that.
Okay, okay. Very good. So I know we've been kind of doing it once a week, and I'm glad that your brain even was doing it once a week for all four of you. I'm glad that your brain is seeing this pattern, and that's the idea for us to show the brain that there is a pattern for us to just see the important words and not worry about the words that are not important, and for us to see those main patterns and the supportive patterns, and for the brain to know the difference. So I'm glad that all of you are reporting that the brain can tell the difference and you are in control of your brain and how you're reading it. So we are slowly moving into speed. So you are now going for, you scan the page. So congratulations, you scan the page, you got the meaning of the page, you got the meaning of, okay, this is what this is about in like 4 minutes or so, each one of you. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
Before
and
this
coach.
keywords, it would probably take you a little bit longer to read the page and figure out, do you need the page or what's the meaning of the page, and then deciding of what it is. So the goal is to go further and start reading the paragraphs and deciding, because now you have the meaning of each paragraph. So now your brain can decide, okay, which paragraph has the information that I need. So I can get those details that each one of you said, okay, I have the general understanding, but I don't have the details. So now we can determine, your brain can decide, oh, these paragraphs perhaps had some of the details I need to go back and scan a little more for. So that's the idea. Like we go, so you have your shopping list now, and now you're thinking, oh, that cooking aisle has that baking mix that I need because I want to bake a cake, right? And that meat aisle has that chicken I need because I'm going to make a chicken tacos tonight. So now we can go specifically into each aisle that we need because we know that that specific aisle has what we specifically need because you now scanned. So that's the idea. Does it make sense? So we go in this steps of saying, okay, we now know which one we need to go specifically in. Okay, very good. So this concludes our corner to corner for today. Good job. You can put away your textbooks. Um, and we can move forward. How are we feeling and how are we doing with our speeches? Where are we? Who did anything with the speech writing? Let's check in with our,
Data coach.
yes.
But I have to leave a little early today.
All right. Got it. So, did anyone had a chance to work on the speeches a little bit at home or not have a chance to work? Let's figure out where we at.
Anna coach, I'll join back on my computer real quick.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, so from the responses, I am thinking that nobody had a chance to work on their speeches. So let's take a look of where we at. So Eileen, you and I will have a conversation. I have some ideas for you. Um, let's figure out where is everybody at. So we'll have everybody work on theirs and okay. Okay, so I want each one of you open your files. We have, so the structure is in the Google Classroom. Did you had a chance to take a look at the structure?
I think in the stream, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
in a stream. So in a stream, in a Google Classroom, there is a general structure for how your skeleton would look like. And then as we talked about last time, we would add a flow, we would add a story, we would customize it to your speech because each one of your topics would would need customization for it to flow. Because the difference between an essay or a research paper and a speech is the story, is the flow, is how we incorporate it. Just like we watched a speech last time with the aviation, she didn't just throw out the research or statistics or, hey, this is the source. She told stories and she connected it to the audience. So this is what we will be doing, those transitional phrases and connection to the audience of why does this matter to the audience? Why does audience care? How many people this universal implementation, this whole connection to the audience, why does this all why are we even talking about this, right? So all of this will matter. So take a look at the structure and now take a look at your file. And let's have a conversation. I want to hear from each one of you before I look into your files. I want you to tell me where are you in this? If you are to take what you have written and kind of merge this structure into it, where are you in this process? Do you have a few points written? Do you have partial points written? Do you have some information? Like, do you have a few topic sentences and a few research points for each one of the points? Like analytically, just look at it analytically and let me know where you stand because you may have some thoughts and they may not just be organized just yet because you have your own draft. Because I may look at your draft and I may think, like, I'm not sure what this is, but you may have a bigger idea. So before I go in and start making notes and saying, hey, I don't know what this is, I don't know where this is going, you may already have an idea. So talk to me and let me know what is your idea based on this structure. So then when I look in your structure, I can understand where are you at. So take a second, take a quick look at what you've written at your draft, and then at the structure, and then let's have a conversation. Whoever is ready to speak, let's have this conversation, and then let's figure out how we spend in the next hour of productive work on this because obviously you're busy. You don't have time to do this at home. So we only have time to do this here in class. So let's spend another this hour together productively of what we're doing. You and I are going to outline the speech today. So who is ready? Bradley, Raina, Cassius. Let's I'll give you 2, 3 minutes to take a look at your work, your drafts, the outline, merge them, let me know where you're at, and let's have a conversation. If you're ready, let me know. Okay, so it has been a few minutes. So who would like to go first so we can discuss this so we can have a plan? And there's really no there's no expectations, there's no right or wrong way of doing this. This is just a conversation for us to organize our thoughts and to create a plan for us to work on this. So who wants to go first? Anyone?
Yes.
Okay, let me open your file. Okay, go for it. Okay, what is your go for it. What do you got?
So I'm doing my like body paragraph points,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm working on my second one right now.
Okay. So I see like on the bottom of the document, right?
Yeah,
So the one, two, three. So you have some of the, right?
yeah,
Where it says one, two, three, that one. Okay. So I see the two that has the few sentences, that one.
yeah,
Okay, okay. So that's the one that you're working on?
yeah,
That's what you're thinking? Okay. So are you going to add sources?
yeah. That's what I'm probably gonna do today.
Okay, okay,
So I'm just gonna probably work on 3 sources to the list.
okay.
I'll add more. Yeah,
So think about it as we do because you have so if we scroll up, you have your research,
yeah,
and your research is already separated in points, and your research already has um, like the ideas next to it.
yeah.
So I would just go in and start adding your own words. Like for the second point, it says explain what digital technology is, and there's a source. So you can click on it, read it, and then type in your own your own thoughts about it. So it can go as think of how we read today, like the topic sentence, right? So your topic sentence, this paragraph can start with um, digital resources or digital technology has many ways to influence learning, right?
Right.
That's your topic sentence. And then and here's your source, linava.com, blah, 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 whatever that source says. Here's your source supporting what you just said, that it influenced the learning. And then you go into your own explanation. And then you tell us what you think about it. How does this influence and what happens in that source? What does this source tells us? What are your take on it? What are your thoughts about it? Done. Here's your first paragraph for the second point. You completed it. And then go for your second source in your second point. And it says the good and the bad on the internet. Then you can say the internet in the digital technology plays two roles. It has a good and the bad side to it. Here, your topic sentence is ready. Go read the source. What does your source says about it? Give us the source according to Bit what is it? Can't read.
Britannica.
Britannica.com, blah, 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 whatever the source says. Now give us your own take. Give us your own say. What do you think? Here's the good. This is what I think is the good. Here's what I think is the bad. Here's the story. Here's the idea behind. Here's your second paragraph is done on your second point. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does it help?
Yeah.
Because your sources are already there, your points are already there. So now just take what we just learned today. Topic sentence, source, your explanation.
Right.
So pick any point, your sources are already there, start expanding on them. So you already organized your research in that format. You're already there.
Okay.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Okay. Does that give you a direction for today?
Yeah.
Or are you still not sure?
Yeah, just like yeah, as you said, like that topic sentence, evidence.
Yeah, so you already have this. So you already have this. So then your topic sentence is, for example, technology plays um, a vital role in how we learn. And this may change, right? According to Linava, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what it says. Like, because you have a source here, so it says
Yeah.
something, right? So tell me what it says, right?
Right.
And then from there, give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts on what this source says.
Okay.
And here we go.
Alright.
And then you can do this
I see.
for each one of this, and then your second point is right out. And then we can go in and clean it up.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So you already have it right there. It's all organized, and you can do it for second point or the first point or the third point, whichever way. So you already have it, and you already have your main ideas are right there, and you just make out of this, you make a topic sentence out of this.
Okay.
Because that's your train of thought. And then we can see it and say, okay, this is what we want this point to be or not. And we can change it according to how it flows. We can add transitions, we can add stories, we can look at it and say, it's a little dry, let's find a story.
Okay.
And then we can find a story that goes with this to change this up. Like she said, like, okay, let's make, let's throw bubbles, let's do airplanes, like, let's do personal stories. Like, hey, I Googled this, I found this story, this was pretty cool. Like, we're gonna add that live element to it. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Does it now have a better direction for
Yeah.
you? Okay, go for it. Okay. All right, so who is ready? Who is ready to Bradley, since you have to leave, let's go over yours. You have a good organized, so we are on the same page. Okay, so go for it. What is your thoughts?
Well, I have I'm starting to write my speech on the very bottom of the thing.
Okay, okay. So you have a really good organization here. Like you have your so it's pretty much the way I look at it. You have like topic sentences ready to go. Like over here, your topic sentences for each paragraphs under each one of your topics are done. Like those are your topic sentences right here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you just need to expand with the sources. So if you're saying, okay, it reduces the cortisol, for example. Okay, how do we know? Who says it? Right? So you need to add, this source says it does, and here's the story how it does it. Or
But I have the
here's,
source on the bottom though. It's right there.
right, I know. But what I mean is when you write, the source will come after your statement. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So as you, yeah. So you would just, as I was saying, so you think of it as a structure would be something like your topic statement and then source to support it.
Wait, can I go blow my nose?
Yeah. Okay, so does it make sense? So right here, Bradley.
Yeah.
So this is how you would like each paragraph underneath your so so you have your structure right here. So this one. So you did a good job here already. So each one of this is your topic sentence right there. So you have your topic sentence. So you made a statement already. Now expand each one of those. Add a source for each one of those statements. So the statement needs a source. Once you have your source, then explain it in your own words. So you explain it, expand it, so you tell me more in your own words. So it's not just the source that supports it. You elaborate, right? You give your example. Maybe you want to tell a story there, and you do that for each one of those points. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that's what you do. Yeah?
All right.
Okay, so this is what you're doing. So you have a really good structure right here. So you have all of this, you have what you need to write. Now you just have to expand each one of those. So do you feel like you can do this? Like you feel comfortable and confident with this? What do you need me to?
I think I can do it.
Okay. Okay. So go for it. All right. Arena, how are you doing? Let's talk about yours. What are your thoughts? What are your plans? What are you doing?
I haven't worked on it much, but I have outlines for what I want to do with my paragraphs, and I put my sources into them. So I feel like if I try to write it, it'll be much faster. And I've been also working on like my intro paragraph and like the beginning of my first paragraph.
Okay. So you had a really good job with organizing your research. Like I like how you had so it's almost you had your write outs or whatever would I put it. Yeah, key findings, maybe that's the better word. Um and we started a little bit on the outline of how it will flow. Um okay, so question. Because I see that you are doing a solution.
Problem, solution, benefit.
So in informative, so let's talk about this really quick. In informative, we don't provide a solution. So do you want to do a persuasive?
Would this be more leaning towards persuasive?
If you do want to provide a solution is a persuasive. So if you really want to solve the problem and that if you really like feel compassionate about it and you do want to solve it, then yes, it is a persuasive.
Okay, can I do persuasive then? Would that
If that's how you feel, okay, okay, so let's see. So then we go into problem, solution, benefit. Okay, okay, got it. So then we're going to disregard the informative structure. Okay, so then so think about with the persuasion, it's a similar thing that we need to be mindful for. Is this a hard advocacy, a soft advocacy, right? A hard advocacy is when we appealing to masses and it is not up to us to make a difference. A soft advocacy is something that you and I can do to make a difference to those around us. So we want to appeal to as many people as we can, like a social relevance. So with the speeches, we do want to have universal appeal and social relevance, like those two important things we want to hit with it. So universal appeal, as you write in this, so you want to pay attention to universal appeal and social relevance. How many people would this affect, right? And why do people around us or those who hear your speech, why should they care for it, right? If they don't have Parkinson's, how does that affect them or how does that matter? And again, what is it, a soft advocacy, a hard advocacy, right? Is there anything you and I can do, like that's a soft advocacy to make a difference, right? Should we start kickboxing tomorrow or boxing tomorrow for us not to get sick? Is that the idea of the speech? Or should we implement boxing for those who do have Parkinson's? Because that would be a hard advocacy and that would be a hard speech to win. Because hard advocacies are hard to win.
Um, I'm not really sure yet, like which direction I want to go to, but I feel like if like my solution was just going to be the boxing as a neurotherapy, and then my last one's going to be just like benefits beyond Parkinson's about how like non-drug therapies can alter courses of like chronic
So,
diseases.
so maybe, um, so maybe we can leave it. So hear me out on this one. Maybe we can leave it as an informative in a sense of, okay, we are informing the audience of the disease that there is out there that there is no cure for in medicinal way, right? And then you are educating them on a new solution. So you are creating this wow effect, right? And you're saying, hey, wait, there is a solution. There is this great solution that is new solution that is I've discovered, and I want to tell you about this solution. And then I'm going to tell you about the benefits of this solution. And a lot of us can, benefit from it too, but they can benefit from it. So then we don't need to worry about the soft or hard advocacy. And this would be a wow effect with the informative speech because a lot of people may not realize that the Parkinson's can be cured or can be stopped the progression of it with boxing.
Yes, that sounds so good.
Okay, so then we can still leave it at the informative then, and then we can start with what you have now, the definition of the problem. So we would say, okay, this is the something that was not we can't. This is what the symptoms are. This is something, so we will add a little bit on. This is something where the medicinal approach had delivered no results or the side effects are too great or whatever the research had shown, and then the solution, so you have the solution and then you have the benefits. Does that work?
Okay, yeah, that works.
Okay. Okay, so you have the direction, you have the research. So now our directions would be something like that, right? I'm just writing down so we don't forget. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you can move it up and down or whatever. This is just notes. Okay. And then you have the research and you can plug it in and think about it as I was telling Cassius and Bradley, think about, topic sentence. And you're a good writer. I'm just reviewing this for you. Topic sentence, you make in a statement, have a source to support it, and then elaborate, explain, give a story, give a study, and then in your own words. And then you do that for each paragraph, and we'll clean it up and do transitional and all of that later. For now, you just out of your mind into the paper, just brainstorming, drafting. It doesn't have to be clean or pretty, just on the paper. Yeah?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay, awesome. I like it. I like it. Keep going. Okay, looks good. Looks good. Okay. All right. So let me know if you have questions. I'm here. All right, my dear, what you got? You ready for my thoughts?
I'm just writing.
Okay. So I had a chance to talk to a few coaches with your thoughts and your ideas. So this is what we brainstorm, and this is what I'm thinking we can do. Did you had thoughts? Like you had a week to think about it, and what are your thoughts? What did you come up with?
Well, I'm still thinking of like, I think I was just gonna put like emotions and like cultural. Does it make sense?
Okay.
Into it, not like politics or any
Mhm.
of that. Just like how families are affected. Like, does it make sense? Like kind of emotions into it, how,
Okay.
you know,
Emotions are very subjective,
maybe.
which means anytime you bring anything that is subjective into a speech competition, it is very unpredictable. Would you
Well, why would nobody wait, somebody wouldn't feel bad for someone like children dying from a school a lockdown shooting? Like, what do you mean?
because there's always different morals and standards.
So like there's gonna be different morals for there's always gonna be different opinions about anything though.
That is true. That is true. The idea.
Like I could be like, oh, I think ice cream is like good. That could be like the most basic thing. People are like, no, it's not.
Yep.
So
Yep. So the idea behind an informative speech is neutral statements. So this is how we can make it neutral. Let me know what you think about it. Informative speech about gun control can be taken this direction.
so this is bad. Wait, hold on. Because I kind of okay, you could go and then I'll show you.
Okay, okay. So to take it to a neutral state is to have a dialogue with information. What is what is lacking right now is this. What do you know about the Second Amendment?
Wait, I know this. I swear I just learned it in A push.
Okay,
Hold on.
very good.
You
What do you know?
you could have gun rights for self-defense.
Okay,
You're allowed to, or like you're allowed to attain one.
okay.
I don't know.
What else do you know about the Second Amendment?
I don't really know.
Cassius, what do you know about Second Amendment?
You have the right to bear arms.
What else?
That's all I know.
That is what most of the United States population knows.
Oh, my drop.
That is what the power of information is. The problem these days is people don't want to know the information. They want to jump into that emotional conclusions that creates this civil war edge. Everybody is on edge because nobody researches anything. Everybody reacts to it.
They believe everything on the internet.
Yes. So the goal is to what is
Inform.
the point? Yes. So you see, in order for the informative speech to be informative is to give the information to your audience, right? It is not, the idea is not to give an emotional outburst. There is a place for it, but it is not an informative speech, right? So this is the proposition, to give an information on the First Amendment, because I can guarantee you, unless the person is a lawyer, they have no idea, and even then, I'm pretty sure half of the lawyers already forgot what is the Second Amendment. So to give a history of a Second Amendment, when Second Amendment was created in 1700s, what was the settings? There were literally bears around. Literally bears. There was civil war, right? The people were attacked. Was there a necessity to bear arms?
Yeah.
How many Americans know what was happening in 1700?
Uh,
Cassius, what was happening in 1700?
The U.S. War for Independence.
How many Americans know what was happening in 1700s? That information needs to be given. The background, the settings, the content, context, and all of that information behind the Second Amendment. And then you draw the relevance of that.
because just random people think like Second Amendment
Yes.
thinks like you're allowed to have a gun.
Right.
But like
But-
they don't know the context behind
Yes.
why they made the Second Amendment.
Right. Right. So the information.
Mhm.
So we started, the first point was, okay, what exactly is the Second Amendment?
So
Let's
like a
take a
hook.
look. Well, no, the first point in the body of the speech. We're gonna think about the hook later. The first point is to educate your audience on what is the Second Amendment and what went behind the thought behind the Second Amendment. Why do we needed it in the first place in the 1700s? The history behind it, the context, the bears, the need to be safe, the need to not be attacked on the street, and why it was necessary. Then we draw the parallel to, okay, what is happening in the 21st century? Do we have bears? Right? So we can think of that. Then we go into, okay, how is it handled around the world? Like we can still go for that statistics. Like how is it handled? So we don't even have to go into like just yet into the laser focused yet into, so we can look into, okay, how was it in the past? How is it in the present? Like how is it handling now? So we sort of looked at 1700s. Let's look at the 21st century, right? Okay, well, here's this country with this law, here's this country with this law, here's this country with this law, and then we can draw in statistics. You know, here's the law, here's statistic, here's the law, here's statistic, here's the law, here's statistic.
So like
And then we bring in this social relevance in the third point. Well, let's take a look at the United States. And that's where we can draw the third point, where is the social
so I would like
relevance.
compare like you know how in Gaza there's actual gun violence because it's like in war. So can I compare that to like US how there's no like bare
We can see how crafty we can get with it. Like that's where I'm inviting you. I'm inviting you to get creative with this and see where you take this. So I'm inviting you to take your, I used to have a boss and he had this phrase, take the feel out of it.
like don't put emotions.
Yes.
Oh,
Kinda
that's really
coach.
hard because I'm
Yes.
such a
But
empathetic person.
think of it this way. What is the
I'm
idea
coach.
behind informative speech?
To inform people.
Yes. The minute you mix emotion into it, you take sides. If you write with the side in mind, you cannot write an informative speech. The idea of an informative speech
It's important.
is to inform people and let them make an informative decision. So I'm inviting you to a dialogue with yourself to collect information
Like have data to like
and
represent
have
my
data.
idea.
Yes, and have an idea, but I don't know what ideas you want to represent. I know you want to talk about the gun control. Great, collect data on gun control, but take the feel out of it. Because if you go into that with the feel like this is messed up, this is not working, this is wrong, guess what kind of data you're going to collect?
Like I'm picking sides. And it just seems like a persuaded.
So you cannot write
Mhm.
an informative speech. You're only going to write one-sided
And that
speech.
causes badness.
Well, no, that causes one-sided speech. It's no longer an informative speech. I mean, I'm not saying not to have an opinion, but then it is not an informative speech. Do you see the difference?
So would it still be bad if I like defended like what both side of people might think?
It's not bad or good. It's just not informative.
No, but
You
it's
can
just like I feel
represent-
like I'm gonna get to some
You can
point-
represent both sides of the argument.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, That's the idea of informative. You can represent both sides and you can say one side says this, another side says this. I'm inviting you to walk into this on with the no feel for it, because that's the only way for you to see both sides.
Mm. But so okay, then if I wrote my first body paragraph about like informing about
First, write an outline.
what is outline? Oh, like
Outline is what do you want your audience to know overall? Overall, because if you're gonna start with the first body paragraph, you may not like you may not see like where do you want to go.
okay, but
Like,
what
you-
would my like main
because you need research first.
yeah, but what would my main idea be then? Because
Gun control.
no, I know,
You
but
have your idea.
yeah, but if I
Educate people on gun control around the world. That would be your idea, right?
also like
Isn't that-
educating.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the idea of informative. You are educating. Because in anything else would be persuasive.
Mhm.
So you are educating. So you're starting with First Amendment, Second Amendment. And you going through history.
Wait. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, you could keep going.
Okay, so history. So we're starting with, okay, past.
Mhm.
So we're starting with the history behind Second Amendment. So you're answering who, what, where, when, why. Right? So then you're going to present.
So relevance to
So in present, that's when you do in research of how we're treating guns now. And that's where you research country, laws, current countries, current laws, current statistics, current anything current with the gun laws, and you can decide which directions you want to go, which countries you want to research. You can go neighboring countries like Canada and Mexico, or you can go like Europe versus South America. Like you can do continents, you can do different type of government, like democracy versus dictatorship versus what is England considered, because they have a queen.
I still think of them as monarchs.
Monarchs. I couldn't think of a word. So monarchs. So you can go for type of government. Like you can decide which categories you want to do, like geographical or type of government, or like age, like the youngest versus olders. Like however, like divide them by like decide like categorize it. So don't just go random countries. Decide on systematic analysis. So decide on how you want to analyze the countries, because systematic analysis is does always have a bigger weight. So don't just go sporadic, like, oh, I'm just gonna whatever country comes to mind. No, go for either type of government, geographical, or age of the country. So decide on systematic analysis. And then the third could be, since we go past, present, future, the future could be like, okay, how is this looking going forward? Like, of what's gonna happen if like nothing changes? How is this looking going, like with us as humans continuing developing weapons of mass destruction, with the wars? Like you can look into how many wars are there, or you can go into, okay, if we don't change the gun control, that's where you can go a little bit heavier on, if we don't change gun control laws, how many more shootings will there be in school? You can go into a little bit more into, okay, how many active shooter drills does the school need, or something like, so that's the third point. We can decide where we want to take that. But that could be the potential structure
Okay.
as far as the informative. Or innovation, like within the future could be like, with an AI, I'll be back to the Terminators. Like, will there be Terminators on the street?
Terminators.
I mean, that's a future, like I mean, it's crazy, right? But how we getting there? Like, I'm pretty sure Army already developing,
Yeah.
soldiers that cannot be distracted. I'm not surprised if they already have some. I don't know.
Where's John Carter?
Right? Right? I don't know. Did you see Terminator?
No, I'm certain. I don't know what that is.
Okay, okay.
What is it? A robot attempting to kill every human being they can.
Right? Because it's like a first AI.
I feel like they could take over like us because they're really right.
Oh yeah,
They're
I
not
watched the
more.
movie. It's like insane. Like it's like a complete like wasteland, and there's just like these robots that are like bulletproof, and like they just like yeah. The movies are pretty good.
Well, we can think like the third point needs to be like this would be too crazy. Like this would not be a good point because this would come out of nowhere and it's not about the gun control. We would have to think. I'd have to think about it better. But start with the first two. I think the first two are strong. We may even move the second one to the third and think of a second better. So anyway, this will be a good start on research for you. So start there with the research. Articles, points, and then say you can do both sides of an argument. You can see both. You can make some decisions. So that's where you start. And then how does it feel? Good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So start writing because we need to like you're now starting from the very end when the rest of the class already has the research ready. So
Wait, so am I like writing or like
you can well you do need
body
to
paragraph?
you do need to do research. Like you can't write without
I
research.
do it when I'm finding.
Okay. All right. I'm a big fan of doing research first and then write, but if you want to do writing first and then research as you go, we can try it your way because we're now playing catch up with you, so let's do it your way. I'm gonna go mix my coffee. I'll be right back. You guys can take a few minutes break if you want, or keep writing. We only have 15 minutes left, but if you need a break, that's fine too. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, no problem. This is yours. Thanks for the. That much before. Wait, do we need one paragraph for like each little sentence? Um, so we want to include each one of the points, we're gonna point all of them. So which means it's going to not happen. Not too long because way more. Yeah, yeah. So I think it's not that's often. So what I want you to write. So think about in this source. Just yes, yeah, yeah. Who was telling me that you're only using this source? Tell me one. Adding in the open world. So adding is just time. You are adding to the you already. Yeah. Just compromise and I would say that is the I don't know. So one in addition that is back from like so it's something.
Anna coach?
So
Anna coach?
everything that you know or things that you already know
That's a little bit better. So, okay. Yeah. Wait, can I do this? Like, I write like everything about the themes, and then can I add like stuff or stuff? And then we'll go with that. We'll clean it up. So we want to have as much as possible because then when we clean it out, we have something to clean up at the bottom. So we try to have a lot until yeah. So write as much as you want. Okay, thank you. Does that make sense? Yeah. Keep writing. So for the next, and you can even like you don't have to start a new paragraph. You can write right underneath here. Oh, okay. So you don't have to like keep thinking of things. You just write underneath there, and we will just know. So are those words from the? I see the. Yeah. So the words that you got are not. The word okay, so the words from websites, make them different color. The rest, just keep typing. Okay, and you can type right there, so you don't have to start new paragraph. Because right now you are trapped. Okay, perfect. And the rest, just keep typing underneath. Okay, you don't have to. Don't even think about making it crazy as yet because it's a trap. Okay, you don't have to think about sentences. You don't think about like, am I writing this correct sentence? Don't worry about it. This is a draft. So write as much, write everything that comes to mind. But look, yeah, yeah.
All right, so how's it going? How's everybody doing? Let's check in.
Wait, Anna, coach, I have to leave right now.
Okay, got it.
I'm just going through my sources.
Okay. Did your writing, did it work out?
Yeah.
Like, were you able to like do the sentence and
Yeah.
like expand? Yeah. Okay. Very good. Ooh. Well, if you're a little tired, take a break. I know you've been writing. Reina, how are you doing?
I've been researching more because I realized that my topic one didn't have that many sources.
Oh, okay. So you add in a few more. Okay, okay.
in the body paragraph, how do I bring up statistics? Do I just say like it's stated in?
It depends on what statistic. It can come in a story, as we know, according to, remember the
Uh,
our speech we watched last time. So she could say, how she was saying, there were two brothers who got in a pickle when she was saying. So depending on what you say, like what are you talking about, you can say, with the Second Amendment, if we go into the story, you can just say there were this gentleman who thought we needed this, so it depends what you bring in, but you can say according to, as stated in the research have been done. So there's many ways to reference a source in a different ways. Um, Depends, like it can be in a story, it can be in a formal way of doing it. So
so do you think this is like evidence? Can you come see? Is this like part?
this is your statement. So you would need a source. So you would say,
Wait. What do you mean?
this is your,
So I like. Do I have to say like if I find like a report, I have to wait? But like, is this not like something you could just search up on their own?
well, this is a statement, and then you would quote a constitution.
Mm.
So you would
Mm.
say,
Oh, wait, I have one.
yes. So you would say, so you would flow
This-
you would flow with this something
one.
like, let's start with, um, yes, and you're not gonna go, you're not gonna quote an AI. You're gonna go to Library of Congress.
Yeah, it was just on this. Yeah. But,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yes. So you're gonna go, and your source would be according to Library of Congress, the Second Amendment. And your transition sentence would be, let's start with, what is the Second Amendment? By the show of hand, how many of you can truly say they know what is in the Second Amendment, right? But that transition statements can come later, that conversational language will come later. But here you would, yeah, so that's how you would do this.
Mhm.
And then you would start with definition of a Second Amendment, the breakdown of, okay, let's start with 17 or whatever, when was the Second Amendment? So think of who, what, where, when, how, and why. Most importantly, why. That's your last point. Why was it? Why was it needed? Why do we have it? Why did the founding fathers felt like we needed it? They needed it. Because on that why will be built the second point. They needed it then. How relevant is it now? Right? Because then the counter argument is, okay, well, if we are questioning the Constitution, wouldn't that open the door for everything else? Right? Because all other amendments will be questions like freedom of speech. So, like, do we want to go there or not? So we would think, like, how do we craftfully build that argument without opening doors to any other arguments? To which extent do we want to build that argument? And how do we want to
Wait, so
build
can I
it?
just like do like a historical context and then say according to?
Mhm.
Let's do that.
Yeah, so you build it in now, and then we will think about what are transitional phrases that are needed, what are the conversational pieces that are needed, and where we go from there. All right, guys, it is 10:30. I know nobody wants to leave, but you are free to go. If you do want, feel free to work on your feel free to work on your speeches at home.
Thank you.
Yes. So if your creative juices are flowing, please feel free to write more. Yeah, you're welcome. Have a good week.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good job today.
Why? There's a meeting happening.
We're here. Morning, guys.
What happened?
We are here today.
It's like a radio.
Sent some. That's. No rush. Yeah.
Paper, pencils?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, like go grab a paper, pencil. Maybe go grab a paper, pencil.
Am I not looking for the radio? So like,
Go grab a paper, pencil.
okay.
Yeah, go.
There isn't any line paper.
Okay.
I'm like not sure that. It's only tools.